Happy Monday, Facebook fam. Dan Quintana here, and I think it's about time we take our relationship to the next level. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there see me posting my positive quotes and inspirational, motivational whatevers. The reality is, and I'm gonna get real with you here for a second, it's not all candy and roses on this side. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes and in the inner sanctum of my being that I've got to push through on a regular basis in order to craft the best version of myself. So one of the things that I'm going to touch on today with you guys is the transmutation of fear. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. The transmutation of fear. Now, I understand that probably sounds all woo-woo on some metaphysical, alchemical shit. The reality is, it's a shift in perspective. And this is something that you can use to help push you towards creating the best version of you. So the 5 fears I'm going to touch on today are the 5 that affect me most regularly. There are a ton of fears out there, from phobias to social anxiety, whatever. But right now we're going to focus on the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of abandonment, fear of judgment, and the fear of missing out, and how I use the transmutation of fear to shift those conversations into a space that allows me to excel. So when we talk about the fear of failure, first of all, I'm going to dial it back a second. What is fear? Fear is something that we used as a tool, as a guide for us, something to keep us safe and out of harm's way. All right, so there is a place for fear, for sure. But we're no longer dodging bandits on the open road or hiding from saber-toothed tigers in the bush while we're hunting and gathering. These days, it's more important for us to use that fear and leverage the excitement that you can draw from it. So here's how we transmute fear, okay? It's a very simple formula. You take that fear-based emotion and you find the positive inverse. So in other words, when we're talking about the fear of failure, let's talk about the excitement of evolution. So, when you're faced with the fear of failure, what you need to be talking about internally, now this is the inner dialogue. Not that I'm afraid to fail, because failure is one of the best learning tools around. No, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm excited to evolve. So in the event that project fails, or you get a failing grade on a written exam, or you reach out to some hottie and she turns you down, there is opportunity there. There's opportunity to evolve. There's opportunity to grow. What was it? What was the failure point? Identify the failure point and use that to your advantage so that you can evolve and take your game to the next level. Try again next time and win. So in other words, shifting fear of failure becomes the excitement of evolution. All right, so fear number 2, rejection. Fear of rejection for me is a big one. At the end of the day, nobody wants to be told no. Nobody wants to be put down or told that they're not good enough. So that fear is a natural response. But if instead of walking into the situation afraid of rejection, you were able to flip that and tell yourself that you're excited for the opportunity to blaze your own trail, regardless of how it's accepted, or if it's accepted, then that fear of rejection just started to work for you. Number 3 on the list, for me anyway, is the fear of abandonment. Of course, people come in and out of our lives day in, day out. Most relationships are transient. You really hope you find that one that sticks forever. Family, of course, is one that is inherently long-term. But the reality is, our relationships with ourselves, our children, our spouses, constantly in flux. So if you're afraid of abandonment, the best thing you can tell yourself is that you're excited to hold space for change. When somebody leaves your life for whatever reason, you better believe that there is a good reason that they are on their way out. They are no longer a vibrational match for what you've got going on. So instead of being afraid of abandonment, be excited to hold space for change. Now, fear number 4, for me, is the fear of judgment. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? As a creative, I should have that thick skin where doesn't even bother me. Nope, you got comments? All good, I'll accept it. No, it's not that easy. We have a fear of judgment because all of us, to a certain degree, have that aim to please, have that aim to be accepted. But if you flip that fear of judgment on its axis, it becomes the excitement for critical feedback. In other words, don't let somebody's comments on your work or on what you're putting out there deter you from keeping that path upward and onward. In fact, their feedback, their judgment, really is critical feedback. Pull from it what you can in order to turn whatever it is that was getting that feedback into a bigger and better version of itself. So to transmute the fear of judgment, we need to shift that conversation, that inner dialogue from I'm afraid of judgment to I'm excited about critical feedback. And number 5 for me, the fear of missing out. That's right. I'm afraid of missing out. But you know what? I also don't show up all the time. And I mean that in a social media sense. I need to be putting my stuff out there. Part of the reason I'm putting this video together is for you guys. But a bigger reason is for me, okay? That fear of missing out, I'm shifting presently to the excitement for showing up. So you take that fear-based emotion, and you shift it into a place of love and excitement. Find that vibrational match. Missing out, showing up. Judgment, feedback. Abandonment, space for change. Rejection, ability to blaze my own trail. Failure, evolution. Find the vibrational match and shift your thinking from fear-based mentality to love and excitement-based emotion. That's it for me today. Just breaking the seal. Hopefully you'll have me back for more soon. I appreciate you guys and wish you guys nothing but the best. Onward and upward.